Hi yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to My Yoga Time. Today's class is a part of the Meridian series, so we're focusing on the lung and the large intestine meridians. So although the large intestine and the lungs aren't physically connected, they share similar characteristics in that they draw in nutrients and expel waste. The emotion associated is that of sadness, of grief, but also humility, devotion, and courage. If the prana or the chi is deficient or blocked, then the emotional consequence is prolonged grief, sadness, and the inability to let go. So today in the in practice, I do have 2 blocks close by, and I've also got a bolster. But if you don't have a yoga bolster, you can always improvise with a large towel that's rolled up, or even a pillow that's folded over. So there are 11 acupressure or acupuncture points for the lung meridian, and today we're just going to focus on number 3, L3. So on your arm, just find the crease of your elbow and then 4 fingers and double that. So 2 hands will be 4 fingers width, and around there you should be able to feel a very slight indent or depression, and for many or for most, it will feel a little tender. So just applying a little pressure there, or even a circular motion. And this particular point is known as the heavenly palace. And it is said to be beneficial for depression and also for uplifting the spirit. So I'm just going to spend a moment here on this point, but if you feel that you need longer, please pause the class and stay a little longer. And I'm going to change sides. So 2 hands or 8 fingers up from the elbow crease, looking for that tender depression or indent. And release. So there are 20 acupressure or acupuncture points for the large intestine, and we're going to work with point 18, which is joining of the valleys. So don't practice this one if you are pregnant. So using the hands, we're going to place your index finger and your thumb in between the web between your thumb and pointer finger. So again, looking for a little tenderness. And this one is known as joining of the valleys. It's one that is said to be therapeutic for stress, for headaches. It's said to increase your energy and vitality and to help remove toxins from the body. Change sides when you're ready. And let's release. Let's begin our practice. So first posture, I will be using the bolster. Feel free to grab your towel or your pillow and lay it across so that it's parallel to the short side of the mat. Now you may choose to use a block for your head. We're going to lay on our side and position your right shoulder on the mat. Head is either supported by the block, or maybe your head can comfortably meet the mat. Left arm is going to go overhead, so you could use the block there, or you could just take the hand to the floor. Now if this left shoulder is in any sort of pain, bring those palms together instead. And of course, if your hips need support, You can always place a block or another pillow in between those knees. Feel free to connect index finger and thumbs to take Chin Mudra. And closing the eyes down. Try to relax the back, the hips and thighs. And just observing the body moving with the breath. Try to witness 4 parts to your breath: the inhalation, the pause, the exhalation, and the pause. And when you're ready, let's release the pose, coming up very slowly, changing sides. Placing your left shoulder down onto the mat. Make sure the head is supported and you're not straining the neck in any way. And again, if your right shoulder's not happy here, bring those palms to touch instead of taking the arm overhead. And let's inhale to come up. So moving the bolster now. Coming down onto your navel. Option to have a block close by. Crossing your right arm in front of your left. Make sure the arms aren't in front of the chin and they're right underneath. Walk the hands away as far as you can. And either bring your right ear to rest on the bicep, or a little deeper if you bring the body forward so that you're laying on the arms. Your forehead can rest on your block or on the mat. Palms can face up or down. Option to take your mudra. Try to relax the buttocks. Breathing into the shoulders and behind the heart center. Lifting up with your next inhalation, unraveling those arms. Take a quick break, turn your head to one side. Let your arms rest next to the body, palms to face the ceiling. And let's change sides. Left arm in front of the right. Arms are underneath the chin. Walk the hands as far away as you can. Either ear to the bicep or bring the body forward. Keep the jaw relaxed. Of course, if there is any pain or discomfort in your shoulders, then skip the pose. Do not push through any pain. And let's inhale to release. Same as before, take a brief rest. And let's push ourselves all the way up, coming onto your knees, moving into your puppy pose. So extending those arms in front, forehead to meet the mat or the block. Now, up to you whether you keep the arms straight and have those hands as wide as the mat. If you're nursing an unhappy shoulder, you might choose to practice one arm at a time and use your other hand to support the head. And I'll cue you halfway through the pose to change sides. Otherwise, you can bend the elbows, bring the hands into prayer above the head. And if you've got just one arm extended, then changing sides now. And release those arms down. Just walk the hands back. We'll take a brief child's pose just to let the arms be heavy. Rest the hands next to the feet, palms to face up. And when you're ready, bringing yourself to seated. So the next position, depending on your shoulders, there's quite a few different options. Coming into a laying chest opener, and if that's not an option for you, then position yourself close to the wall. Now you could always stand, you don't have to be seated for this one, or you might cross your legs or sit kneeling, and you'll take the arm behind you. Palm to face the ceiling, pinky finger against the wall. Your other hand can just cross the body and look over your shoulder. Be mindful of a sway in your back. Try to tuck your tailbone under just a little. So there is option one. Option two will come into our laying chest opener, where you'll take your right arm out to the side and it's on a right angle. So if you need to lighten this pose, you could take the hand a little higher and bring your forehead to the mat. Otherwise, elbow in line with the shoulder and bring your right ear to the mat. Left hand can stay on the mat, or you can take the arm to the lower back, option to take your mudra. Try to relax your back. And let's release the close. So if you're on the wall, changing sides. If you're in your lane, chest opener, either come to the knees, or if you prefer, you can take a brief downward facing dog before changing sides. Observe the 4 parts to your breath. And when you're ready, releasing the pose. So next posture is our supported fish pose. So you might choose to use 2 blocks, 1 block, or if you've only got 1 block, you could always use a pillow if you needed extra support. So 1 block is underneath the shoulder blades, the other one is for the head, or if you're going deeper, nothing under the head. If you need to lighten this pose, you could always take the block underneath the head a bit higher than the one under the shoulders. I'm just going to use 1 under the shoulders. So the block is in line with the bottom of your shoulders, arms out to the side. Now, of course, if your back has got your awareness here, keep those knees bent. Otherwise, you can straighten and relax the legs. Option to take your mudra. And breathing into the heart center. And I encourage you here to take a brief moment to consider something or someone that you're grateful for. Something that makes your heart smile. And try not to attach to the person or the situation. Just begin to inhale that sense of joy. Preparing to release the pose now, let's bend those knees. Turning the palms down, tucking in the chin, just come halfway up. Remove your props. And then coming down onto your back. Feel free to take a moment with those knees bent, feet wide, knees falling into touch. Feeling the meeting points between the upper back and the mat. Breathe into this space. And if you have the urge to take any last movement before Shavasana, if you want to hug the knees into the chest or take a twist, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just straightening those legs, taking up as much space as you can on your mat. Option to let those fingers naturally curl or find your mudra. Softening the forehead as you let the eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw are soft. And I will leave you here today, yogis. Please do stay for a few minutes in Shavasana. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If so, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day. Namaste.